Het-Heru, Namaste, Heru Nefer. This is Kasankma Keperu. And I want to talk to you today about, whether you're human or not. And I know I looked a little disheveled or tired because I was up basically all night meditating, so I didn't get any sleep. And so I'm walking around in kind of a daze, but that's a good thing because when you feel that, that means that the spirit is at the forefront and is open and receptive to being programmed. And that's how you change behavior. You don't change behavior by going to like an Anthony Robbins seminar or some corny motivational seminar and then getting you all hyped and then walking away, going back to your default behavior. So we know because we are Kemetic people or occultists, that the way you change behavior is you do meditation, or you can even get engaged in like things like NLP or hypnosis and things of that nature. But back to the subject at hand, I had a friend who sent me a video. I think it was from like World Star Hip Hop or something like that. And it was a very interesting video where this interracial couple, the guy was black and his mate, she was white, and they were having dinner in some fast food restaurant. And I guess this guy who was a black nationalist came over to them and he was talking to the other black guy saying, why are you with her? You went to the bottom of the barrel to pick from these people, being that she's white, Caucasian. And then he goes on to say something very shocking was he says, it's even debatable whether she's human or not. She's not human. And so they asked me my thoughts on what he said. And I said, basically, the first thing I probably would have done was got up and knocked him out. Because to say something like that when you're having a peaceful dinner with your mate is very intrusive and borderlining like almost like a hate crime. But anyway, I don't want to get into the semantics of that. So ultimately what I had said, it was like Kim Kardashian up there. Ultimately what I said was, when he had said it's debatable if she's human or not, and I said, well, actually he's right. She is not human, So let me clarify that, because I don't want to get you all in your feelings and make any attacks, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I want to clear up what that means to be human, all right? One of my favorite shows was Deep Space Nine, and I'm not sure if you saw one of the characters. He was a Ferengi, and he was called Quark. And when he would talk about people, he would say it in a way where you could tell that he had a deep disdain for human beings, and especially human females. So he would go, ooh, human. So anyway, my point in saying that is if you understand the word human, you are talking about basically a person of pigmentation, of hue, of melanin. So if you are from Europe, descended of European descent, then more than likely you lack pigmentation. And that was because you were adapted to a colder environment where the sun was not prevalent. So in order to survive, you lost your hue, your pigmentation, your melanin, and then other things happened, such as your nose got thinner, your hair changed, and other things. And again, this happened for the process of adapting to the environment. That shows that there is God, Netter, and intelligence that wants you to survive by having you physiologically change for the purposes. And remember, diversity is the reason for diversity is for the species to survive, because if we all were of the same hue or lack of hue, there's a greater propensity for us to be wiped out by disease and other things. So the Creator in His infinite wisdom diversified the human or the species. So now I'm sure this guy in the World Star Hip Hop video when he was talking to the woman who was white and saying it's debatable if she was human, I'm pretty sure he meant it in a derogatory way. But when I say that Europeans lack hue, I'm not speaking in any derogatory way. So if white people are not humans, what are they? Well, I've talked about this many, many, many times. We are all, and I mean all inclusive, Asian, Mexican, Latino, everything. We are God men and God women. That's who we are. We are Oser, the indwelling intelligence. We are consciousness, having a fourth dimensional experience. God is experiencing itself through us. And the body is merely a vehicle, a vessel to have that experience, because this is all created through individualization. And the reason why everything is individualized, so that Netter God can interact with itself. All right, and some individuals come into this existence with hue, with melanin, others without. Does that mean one is superior to another? Absolutely not. So, as I said before, I'm pretty sure the guy in the video was speaking in a very derogatory way, which would have probably got me getting up out of my seat if I was with the girl and knocking him out. You know? Or in the probably the best case scenario, sitting him down and trying to educate him, because what we have seen done in the whole like black nationalist movement, or I guess they call this in the conscious community, is that they have taken they have taken from the white supremacist playbook, and where white supremacists were teaching supremacy of the white race, they are now kind of doing that, flipping the script and teaching the supremacy of the black race. So, as you may have seen in my other videos, this is very important for you to understand, is that Kemetic people, and as a whole African people, ancient African people, never thought this way, because that's polarized thinking coming directly from the left brain, and we know that African people are right brain thinkers, hence synthesis thinkers, and left brain thinking is syllogistic thinking. So, as a right brain thinker, you are always bringing together. You're looking at the whole, kind of like a Gestalt theory, you know, or unified field theory, you know, something similar to that. We don't separate, label, and define based on external appearances. So when you start looking at who we are, and you're saying, well, you're really consciousness, that's an abstract thought process. And that ability to think in abstract ways eliminates the idea of racism, because you're not really looking at the external or color as the main thing to judge a person's character upon. So keep that in mind. And you know, so when I'm saying that people of European descent are not humans, that is in no way to be offensive. That is no way to say they are inferior, or that black people are superior, or Asian people are superior, even though there's a history of you know, certain groups, even the Japanese, thinking they're superior to the Chinese, you know, and basing an entire war around that. So keep in mind that that's not where I'm going with this. I'm merely just putting forth the idea of how humanity began, and how it evolved or adapted to different climates, and who we really are, again, which is God men, God women. That's who we are. If you want to get a little more specific, I can say there's a separation in the Kemetic philosophy of the self from the person. So the person is what you see before you. The self is the true essence of who you are, which is a divine being, which is Oser. So that's all I really have to say for now. I hope this has cleared up a lot of stuff. Anyway, this is Kasankma Keperu, and Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to this channel for more videos, and hey, contribute to the Patreon campaign where you'll get exclusive videos and content, really some awesome stuff. So until next time, I'm in Ra.